Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Mess. So, Derek, I got a fun and topical bonus episode for you guys today. That is because we're playing and talking about an unreleased game from Sammy on the Sammy Atomiswave hardware, which is basically just a Dreamcast called Premier 11. This game was acquired by a collector and dumped and shared for everybody. So now you can play a lost game that never came out back in the day on real Dreamcast hardware. This is very topical because obviously the World Cup is currently going on, and on Friday night I will be watching the Belgium game with a friend who grew up there and now lives in the United States. And I know full well they are very close to elimination. Either way, we're probably going to get powerfully intoxicated on Friday night. It'll either be a celebration or it'll be absolutely just trying to prop him up watching his country's team get eliminated. And hilariously enough, I had one of my capture assistants, Kilter Music, capture the content for this in the background, and he picked Belgium, and they're going to lose basically every single match here, so hopefully that isn't a bad indicator of what's to come. Before we get too far involved, though, to be a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, I got a Patreon link down below as well. But obviously, I'm always advocating for the preservation of retro games and being able to access them whenever you want to. And something like Premier 11, it was always known to exist. It was sitting out there for sale for a very high amount of money, way too much in my opinion. But somebody finally acquired it and decided, you know what, sharing it with everyone would be more important and more fun than just sitting on that prototype and never actually having anyone else experience it. And even though it's been a hot minute since I've been able to find anything to share with you guys, you know full well if you watch the channel in years past, me and my Discord have released some really rare lost arcade games for everyone to have fun with, because trust me, when everyone gets to experience something, it's just more fun all around. And the nice thing is the Dreamcast-Talk forums converted this from Atomiswave over to Dreamcast as a GDI image, so you can play this on real hardware. That is how the capture is happening here. Because if you're not aware, the Atomiswave is just basically a Dreamcast that uses cartridges and not actual GDI images, and basically it has a JAMA edge on it versus the standard port you'd have on a Dreamcast, but otherwise the hardware is one-to-one identical, so these conversions actually do work, and they work super well. Do leave me a comment down below and you tell me, are you watching the World Cup right now and what team do you want to win? Because I know I have a lot of different viewers from a lot of different countries, and I know full well that Brazil is one of my highest viewerships outside of the US. I know there's also a lot of British people here, so I feel like I'm going to hear a lot of Brazil and I'm going to hear a lot of England. And even though I am not the biggest soccer or football fan, I'm going to call it football from now on in the video to make you guys happy. Watching the World Cup in the US and seeing all the different cities getting visitors, it's just been straight up so amusing. I kind of wish I lived in Boston because the Scots there were just absolutely throwing down. I have friends that live there still, and they were saying that every night they were out partying with new groups of people and absolutely having the time of their life. Some of the friendliest people out there. So if anyone is watching right now from Scotland, you absolutely represented your country in Boston amazingly well. And if you don't know, I did grow up in New England, even if I do live in Chicago. And of course, Chicago couldn't get their shit together, so we don't have a single World Cup game. If you haven't told already, basically bonus episodes are where I talk about things that I'm not going to put on the main channel slots, but I just kind of want to have some fun with, so sometimes I get off track. But as far as Premier 11 is concerned, it is a complete game. It is playable from start to finish. The graphics are outstanding. The controls are there, and it's something you can play on real Dreamcast hardware. And it's not like we get a new Lost Dreamcast game every single week. Sure, we might get a lot of recomps and PC ports every single week now, but this is the type of thing that it is quite rare and absolutely deserves to be celebrated every single time it happens. And Belgium missing all of the penalty kicks here. Let's hope that doesn't happen on Friday night, because trust me, my friend Gordon, if Belgium gets eliminated in the actual first round, I do not think he's going to be very entertained or excited by that in any way, shape, or form. So let's hope this video isn't just kind of something that'll come into fruition in real life on Friday. But again, this game actually just seems like it is 100% completed, and Sammy decided at the last minute not to release it. And there is another Atomiswave game out there, actually a racing one, that has still not been dumped and made playable for everyone yet. I believe it's a Galloping Ghost, but I would have to check on that one. But there is a long and storied history of arcade games being made and either location tested or just not released after being done, and we have a new one now. Let's do a soundtrack sample so you can hear the in-game audio, and I'll be right back with a lot more Dreamcast Atomiswave fun.
Lost time.
Pretty sure I'm supposed to say dog show after that beat right there, and if you get that reference, I will really appreciate it, and if you don't, you're not going to understand why the hell I'm saying dog show. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of music here. It's mostly in-game audio for an actual football match, but the announcer sounds good, and everything, again, is working exactly as expected. And I did try this on Flycast in the background before I edited it, so it will definitely work on emulation as well, but this was captured on real Dreamcast hardware with an optical disc emulator. And again, it's not like we have a lack of football games on different consoles, but they're always fun, especially if you want to play as two-player, which you can do here. And I just love the fact that somebody's dedicated enough to buy this board and then dump the cartridge for everyone, because trust me, for every single arcade game out there, or even lost console game that basically has a build and got canceled, I would probably say that maybe only 50% of them ever see the light of day is actually something that is released and you can enjoy. And that is something in my heart of hearts I'd love to see 100% of that happen every single time, but there's people out there that think that they actually lose value if they dump games. But I can assure you right now, as somebody who has had a lot of rare games and has dumped some of them, I've sold some recently because my wife and I purchased a house and I wanted that down payment money back in our account, so I sold a few rare items, some of which I had dumped, and I got basically every single penny I wanted, if not more, because dumping them actually puts them in the public consciousness, and then other collectors are going to want them. And I'm not saying this is what I do for a living, I just wanted that down payment money back, but there's no world in which dumping a game devalues it. It only increases the value, if not just keeps it consistent. Because I'm being entirely honest here, if your entire investment strategy in life is video games, that market could come crashing down spectacularly at any moment in time. So maybe think about getting out of video games as an investment vehicle and going into a real investment. That is not financial advice, it's just me kind of making some joke. But even if some of my games, if I did dump them, became less valuable, I would still do it because there's fun to be had in sharing with people. I like watching people have fun with things that I've seen and played and no one can play before, and obviously the owner of this board felt the exact same way, and I'm sure it was probably timed up for the World Cup, because honestly, getting a lost soccer game on Dreamcast during the World Cup is something that you're probably never going to see happen again in life. And I absolutely love that sort of thing because the timing is just hilariously fun, and again, Belgium, hopefully they win on Friday night, or it's going to be a very long night for everyone involved. But moving into another match here, the fun thing is this game is just really good. I mean, obviously, if you like a good football game, and then that's definitely going to do it for you. If you don't like a football game, there's nothing here that's going to convince you into actually wanting to play it. But from the animations to all of the audio to the gameplay, it is super competent, and it really is kind of surprising why this thing never actually released. Sammy must have location tested it, or maybe there's a couple other football soccer games out there that were doing big numbers in arcades, and they just kind of felt like the market was saturated. Honestly, more often than not, we never actually find out why an arcade game never came to market. We just know it exists, we never actually get a chance to play it. So getting one in 2026 definitely is fun, because these things happen way less often than console games or handheld games. You leave me a comment down below and you tell me what's the one canceled game that you know exists out there that you can't play and you wish would be dumped. I would be curious. But one more quote-unquote soundtrack sample, 35 seconds, and I'll be right back with just a little bit more.
Corner kick.
I hope you enjoyed crowd noises, because that's all you're going to get out of Premiere 11. But honestly, the fact that you even got Premiere 11 in the first place is a testament to video game preservation and how amazing it could be. Now, as far as if you want to play this one, you're going to have to use Google. It's very easy to find, but of course it is a full build. It's not like I can just say, grab your totally legally owned copy of Premiere 11 and bring it to the party, because there is exactly one known board in existence. And it's kind of funny how arcade soccer games end up being exceedingly rare. Heat of 1198 on the 3DO M2 arcade board. I have only ever seen one copy of that game actually sell in the 15 years I've been trying to actually find 3DO M2 hardware, and it is sitting in my closet right now. So apparently soccer football games definitely are rare in the arcades. Either there's one or two known left to exist, or there's one left existing. And now there's another one you can play today. It's Premiere 11, and you can play it on Dreamcast, so that's just straight up amazing. And again, if you're watching the World Cup, leave me your favorite team down below. I would be curious. And could the US win? Kind of seems like it's possible. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.